sometimes war is business, right?
It is.
And sometimes business is war. But Sun Tzu says that strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. And tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. Good day, podcast tribe. Gerald Hubert here on the Unlock Your Growth podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to unlock your growth and to become the person that you have been made to be. Now, this week we are going to continue the trend of planning, which we spoke about last week, and we're going to go a little bit more intense, a little bit deeper on the topic, and we're going to talk about strategy. Strategy is extremely important. And before I get to that, I want to introduce my co-host today. As always, Christian Nyambui.
Hey, I'm here and happy to be here. Thank you so much, P. Gerald. I'm not going to explain why P, but you guys, you discover that I'm very happy to join you today in this podcast, new episode. And, strategy, I love strategies. So
we have to strategize.
Yeah.
So how's your day been so far? It's a new week. We have a new podcast this week, and how's things been going?
So far so good. And a little bit tired, but I'm here. That's the most important, to be here and to be there and work and serve other people. It's like our community, our tribe.
Yeah, we have to continue, right? Can't stop when we're tired. It's like that quote by Mark Cole. He said, that we have to learn to rest in the work so that we can work from rest and not rest from work. Sometimes great. It's not a good idea to stop when you're tired, but to learn how to rest even though you are working. So it's awesome to be here. It's great to continue and to be consistent in our podcasting, and we really want to get to a place where we can continuously and consistently put out a podcast a week. And on that topic, for those of you who are listening to this podcast, we are going to be bringing in some guests very soon, which we are very excited about. So please make sure that you continue to tune in and to listen. And we're going to have some very interesting people on the podcast in the near future, like next week with the next episode. We are planning a special guest, and we're not going to tell you yet who it is going to be. And it's not because we don't know, we know. We have a strategy, and we are going to bring in somebody, and it's going to be an amazing discussion. So please don't miss next week, and you'll see as we start marketing and strategizing around next week, you'll see who it's going to be. So, but this week, strategy, which we already started talking about. You see, that was part of the strategy. To just, flow into it. They would never know. It's strategy. So most of you are probably thinking, well, what's the difference between strategy and planning? And of course, then there is something called tactics, which we'll get into in a little bit. But planning is when you put together an idea of what you want to do in the future. We spoke a lot about last week about planning. So if you haven't listened to last week's podcast, please go back and listen to that podcast on planning so that you can get a good idea of why planning is important. And we answered the question, can you succeed without planning? And the short answer is no. Like, what are you thinking? It's crazy. But strategy is taking planning to another level. You can have a plan, but without a strategy, that plan is never going to be implemented. So basically, strategy is the plan for your plan. It's planning how to implement your plan. It's knowing exactly when and where and how to execute the plan at the right moment. Because, goals and visions, they consist of many different plans. It's not just one plan. A goal is a plan, a vision is a plan. Those are big plans, but they are cut up into small pieces. And strategy is now deciding exactly when and where and how you are going to execute those plans. And so when I think about strategy, that's kind of what I think about. So, but Christian, maybe you can talk a little bit more to our listeners today and explain to us, in your mind, what is the difference between strategy then and tactics? Because you have planning, and then it's like, okay, now you're strategizing, but now you have tactics which are included in strategy. Like, how do you go from that to the other one?
I think when you were talking about, you already went a little bit in, but strategy is just you go deeper of your plan, your plan, and then you go a little bit deeper. Okay, this is how I'm going to do things. Okay, I'm taking this cup to this place. I'm thinking I want to grow. I want to unlock my growth.
Yes.
How am I going to unlock my growth? Okay, I need to identify this problem that is blocking me to unlock my growth. How am I going to unlock or identify it? This is how I'm going to identify it. This is how I'm going to do. This is the step I'm going to take. This is what. All these things it's in your strategy. So your tactics is I can say, tactics, it's how you are doing it to bring things to be real.
Okay.
Because the strategy can be, you write down, this is the step, but what is the easiest way to take it? That can come like tactics now. Okay, what is the easiest way? What if the obstacle come now? Okay, I can't do. For example, I prepare to do something. Let me give a easier way of thinking. I prepare to go to Congo, but I'm not able to do it right now because I'm working. But that side as well, there's people who are waiting for me. So my tactics can be, okay, let me, as I can't do it, let me do a video. Maybe let me do a video call so that we can do an online meeting just to cover that things. Because in strategy, yes, in strategy we can plan our failures. In strategy we can plan everything. But when that thing arrived, what is going to be the next step for you to avoid or for you to survive? That comes with tactics. But all of them, they are just together. That can be a little bit things for you to get. I don't know.
That's good. That's very good. I mean, we were looking at the quote by Sun Tzu earlier, right? We posted that on our Monday motivation post this morning, and like Sun Tzu in his book The Art of War, if you've never read that book, it's a very interesting book, and mostly talking about strategy, military strategy, which is a very interesting topic. And it's a strange thing because it's purely based upon a military, like he was a military general talking about the strategies and the things about military. But it's funny how so many things of that book, and it's a very popular book, is so applicable to our daily lives and to business. So who would have known that business and war is very much alike? Imagine that. But he says that sometimes war is business, right?
It is.
And sometimes business is war. But Sun Tzu says that strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. And tactics without strategy is the noise before the feat. And, just like, let's unpack that a little bit, like what he said. He said that if you have a strategy, but you don't have the tactics, then you'll be victorious, but it's going to take a long time. It's going to be slow and painful. That's because you're not thinking, like you are saying, you're not thinking about how to implement the strategy. Because the strategy gives you the kind of the path that you need to follow, but the tactic is, how am I going to walk on that path? Like, okay, I know it's going to be, at this part of the path, it's going to be snow. So I need to pack in the gear so that when I get to that stage, my tactics will change. So instead of using normal boots, I'm going to put on snow boots. So that enables me to implement the strategy with effectiveness, so that it can go faster. That's why he's saying, if you don't have tactics, you're still going to make it because you have a strategy. That's good. You know where you're going. You know exactly how to implement the plan. It's going to work. But tactics help you to be effective in your strategy. But if you have tactics and not a strategy, you're just running wild. Like, oh, snow boots, but I'm wearing my snow boots in the forest. It's like the wrong tactics at the wrong time equals no results. So it's a very interesting thought to think about, especially in, like you were pointing this out, to our personal growth and to our business growth, that we need to have a strategy. It's like growth is a good target. It's a good goal to have, or even a vision to have. Say, I want to grow. But if we don't have a strategy in our growth, then even if you have the right tactics for growth, you're just going to be, I know I need to read books. I know I need to upskill myself. I know I need to, learn how to do certain things. I know I need to take care of some of my weaknesses. I know I need to be mentored. But if you don't have a strategy, you can't just throw all those things into a pot, mix them around and expect growth to come out. Like, you're not going to grow. Because we said this in a previous podcast, that not all growth is good growth.
Yeah.
You can grow in the wrong areas. And if you don't have a strategy, you are going to spend time and money on the wrong things at the wrong time. Or maybe the right things, but the wrong time. Maybe the wrong things at the right time. And then you're not growing and you complain about it.
We saw it. We saw it on when COVID happened. Most companies were used to work, like, to an office. To be this my office. This one is there. People are working together. But when things happen, that everything had to shut down. You see. That's where now the video conference come in. Like, it's okay. You can be at your home. I can be at my place, and you can be there. But we can still work, continue to work. We can still survive in that. That's where the tactics come in. But if you have only tactics, you are going. Where are you going to use it in? Because you can use tactics only in the strategy. That's why Sun Tzu, what's it?
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu. Chinese. That's why you see that he said that without you, if you have only the strategy, which will be the slowest way of you growing. Let's put it in that way. But if you have only tactics, you can't. You're preparing your own failure. So we have to think about that in everything we do, and especially if we want. This podcast is all about growth. So you have to know how to grow, and how you have your plan. And then your plan it's just the idea of how you are going to do things. But even after having your plan, you have to make now the steps. That's why even we can talk about our tribe. We prepare in Oxano. We prepare for everything. we know that we have to grow. We have we have to identify the problem. After we identify the problem, now we have to come with a plan.
Yeah.
But we don't limit things in the plan. We come with implementation of that plan. That's where the strategy to work with our plan comes. We go deeper with that. We know that, okay, this person have to go to 12-month process of growth. So we can't give the person everything to do in 1 month or in 2 months. So he has to go in the process, and then we have to think about how is working. A person who's working 8 to 5 job, you can't implement his growth plan the same way with a person who was free.
Wow.
So we work on all these things. We strategize according to each person, according to companies, according even the environment. We are not only, yes, we are based in South Africa, but we go very far. We want to reach the world, because we really have that heart of helping people all over the world. We make the plan, even the strategy, how we can work with people even far. So that's where the strategy comes. But let's say that, no, okay, we have the strategy, but we don't have the tactics of how to make that journey to be fun. So that's why you will see that there's so many things that will come in, and then there's a tribe for, like, you have to be in the tribe.
Accountability.
So that's all these things that's the tactics to make the journey to be good.
No, I think so you mentioned something about a person that's working an 8 to 5 job, and that's the beautiful thing about strategy, is that strategy considers capacity, it considers possibilities, it considers obstacles. Like, planning does not always have that, but ultimately when you strategize, you are planning, but all planning is not strategy. Like, you can say, oh, I'm planning to go on holiday, and you can plan when to do it, but if you're not strategizing, you might find yourself that plan doesn't work because you didn't consider all things. And I remember this, do you remember when we were doing our Oxano's brand strategy, how we realized, oh man, we never thought about this, or we didn't even think about this. And then, like, that process of strategizing forces you to think. It forces you to see things differently, to look at things from different angles, because you're looking at you can look at a situation and you can plan different angles of attacking or addressing a situation or a problem or a thing that you want to achieve, a goal that you want to achieve. So you're looking at it from different angles and then strategizing what angles are going to be the best. It's like when you play chess. I used to play chess quite a bit when I was young, and chess is a strategy game, and it teaches you how to not only plan, but you have to plan with the strategy and how you're going to implement that plan, because okay, obviously the plan is I need to get past this guy's defenses. But in that plan, that he's also making moves. So you have to strategize to manipulate his moves so that you can make your moves. Now remember, there's some tricks in chess where, and those of you who maybe play chess a lot, or you watched, I know there was a series on Netflix. I think it was on Netflix. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't get to watch it. The Queen's Gambit, I think it was called, which is a strategy. Queen's Gambit is a tactic inside of a strategy. And it's like you would cause diversions, like distractions for your opponent. And my favorite things to do was to, sometimes I would, if I know I need to make a move, but I don't want the opponent to focus on what I'm doing on the other side of the board, I would draw his attention to the wrong side of the board. So I would purposefully move something that I know looks like a kind of a stupid move, but not obviously stupid, because, if you're playing high-level chess, people are not dumb. They know when you're trying to fake them. So I would make a move and purposefully making it because I want the opponent to react to that move and not see the other opening that I'm seeing. So what I would do is I'll make a move, and then after moving it, I would sit and watch it. You know, it's touch move. So if you've moved the piece, you can't undo it. And then I would be like, I'll literally go like, oh no. You know, and I'll be like very concerned, and just to watch, my eyes will only be fixed on that as if I made a massive mistake. So immediately this opponent will think that, oh, now's my opportunity. He made a mistake. I have to move and take that piece. But by him taking that piece, he's opening the space that I wanted him to open because he didn't see the other, he wasn't paying attention. So with that strategy now, I'm able to get in because I had planned it out and I had moved very particularly so that the plan can work. So that's like the power of strategy. Like when you strategize, you are moving all the pieces to work together for the plan, right? And the tactics is how you execute those things. And in our lives, like it is so critical that we have a strategic plan for our life, a strategic plan for our growth, a strategic plan for business. You know, in business, there is like, there's business strategy, there's marketing strategy, there's branding strategy, there's communication strategy. There's literally so many strategies to think about for a business. But overall, like, you know, if you don't have strategy in your business, you're going to find yourself doing a lot of stuff, but not getting a lot of return.
When you were just talking, one story came in my mind of PayPal. When they started, Elon Musk and his friend, when they started, do you know that Visa tried to sue them because they said that they are coming in their like business things. So what PayPal people they did, it was to convince Visa to study their business in 12 months. But in the same time, when Visa was studying the problem, studying their business, trying to see if I think in the business they have some boundaries, some limits of if you are doing this, you must be this also. But PayPal they try to mix things together so that they come with something new. So in the same time that Visa was studying the business, trying to understand in 12 months, them they were thinking and changing, moving. So just as you are explaining with Chase, they send them in other places. What them they're still working and then moving their business until they sold the business, and it was until Visa tried to these people they moved already. So you must know that in the business, even in your personal life, there will be always people who will try to get more from you. And in Oxano, there's one client in Oxano. The guy he has a business, but there's one guy who want to invest in his business. So what's happened? The guy come and you don't have money. This is the money that I have, but I want 60% of your business. We were talking with you, I was like, okay, 60%, and then he's playing his game. He's not wrong. He's coming with his presence. He knows that you are weak. He knows that you want money. So this is how you are playing. He's playing your game, his game. So you as well, as a business owner, as a visionary of your business, you must have your own game to play because you want money. You want money. You want that person to invest in your business. So you have to come with that. That's where strategy comes in, and then tactics in the strategy comes in. Okay, how can I take money from this person, but still have 50% or over 50% of my shares in the company.
It's like that show that if you ever watch that show Shark Tank, where they would people would come to pitch their business, and then these guys could like give them they basically say, oh, we'll buy your company, or we'll not buy, but we'll invest this much in your business for this much percentage of shares or whatever they want. So there you really get some strategies. These guys, and you could see the people that came with a solid strategy, how they really they were prepared. And so when somebody offered, for example, 20%, they immediately had a comeback. Say, okay, you want 20%, but blah, blah, blah. Or what about this much for that much? Or, if you give me 25%, but you give me double the amount, then I'll take it. You could see the guys that had a strategy, and the people that didn't have a strategy, they just lost on every end of the stick. They always got the short end. And that's like, it's so important for us to strategize. And I was reading like a couple of articles about some reasons why people don't strategize, especially in businesses. Like most companies start and they don't have a strategy. No, like I mentioned 5 strategies earlier for businesses. They don't have any strategy. It's like, oh, I have an idea, and I'm going to make lots of money with this idea. It's like, yeah, so how do you plan on doing? No, I don't want to think about that, And that's a pitfall for many people. But most people don't strategize because, number one, they don't know they need a strategy, or they don't understand the power of strategy. Then other people don't strategize simply because they are too lazy to put in the work. They don't want to think about, so far ahead, or they don't want to be confronted with the challenges, because they live in this fairy tale idea that everything is going to work out the way I want to. We spoke about this last week as well. So I don't want to expose myself to those questions. What if, or how are you going to do this? Like, it frustrates you. Like, don't question like, this business model is solid, really. Like, what is your business model? No, I don't know. I have this product, so like, or it can be that people just don't have the experience to know how to strategize. So then they either they don't do it, or they do, like you said last week, either you plan badly or you don't plan at all. Like, most people strategize badly, or they don't strategize at all. But it's like, you need to put in the work to strategize. And if you don't know how, or you realize you don't have a strategy and you need one, but you don't know how to do that, then make sure that you invest in yourself or in somebody that can help you to do that, or read up on how to do that. But if you don't have a strategy, even if you have the tactics, like Sun Tzu said, you are just making a lot of noise before you are defeated.
People are lazy too, but might not be really laziness, but people don't want to pay the price of success that they want. And that price can just be a tribe, to be part of Oxano tribe. Okay, Oxano, I know that you guys, you do this, you can help me with this. I have an idea, but I don't know how to implement it. I don't know where to start, because a business has to see it a business. It's a lot of strategy in each level of it. I will tell you the same story of Elon Musk with PayPal, with his friend. They didn't raise money with PayPal business plan. They raised money in the something else.
That was the strategy.
You see, they know that this is a risky business that we are trying, because those kind of business, they take big risk. So they know that, okay, if we try to raise money with this strategy, no one will give us money. So they use another company, the name, I forgot the name, but
wasn't it? No, also open something. No, why is the name also gone? Anyway,
yeah, it's
there. Tough. It's on my tongue. I know
so they raised money with that company, and then they took the money to use to launch PayPal. You see already that they knew they were ready with their strategy. I think they knew even the opposition in the market because they was trying to put the things together, you know. So even when opposition came, they had the strategy out to get off of that opposition. So you really need a proper strategy. It's not everyone who's a strategist. If you think like you are not a strategist, look for people, look for help. You know, you need help. We need help. If we can't do everything, we can't do everything, you know. So you need people around you. You need people who can help you with even with your plan, with your strategy. Now, you thinking it's difficult. We know it. That's why most of the people don't do that.
That's why we love entertainment. Because entertainment, you know what the word for entertainment is? They call it like amusement. The word muse means to think. Muse means to not think. So that's why people love entertainment, because you don't have to think, right? So it's proof. Like the entertainment industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Why? Because we don't want to think. It's as simple as that. And that's their strategy. They know people don't want to think, so let's help them not to think. And we have a business. How's that for a business model?
So you can either like choose to do it yourself, but even when you do it yourself, you must do it properly.
Yes.
Because you can plan or you can have a strategy, but if my strategy is more than yours, I will eat you. You know, I will win. So if you can't do it properly, we say you can do it, but if you can do it but not properly, it's better to bring in other people who can help you to be part of something. Those people, they will help you to think with you. Your thinking plus our thinking as Oxano or other people outside there, strategists, your thinking plus their thinking can make you big. Sometimes we have to slow down a little bit, try to think things out of the box, and thinking out of the box in one of our strategy in analyzing people or businesses, we say that we give you a room yourself to think about your business. Tell us what you want about your growth, but we don't limit only on you, but us as well. We come like outsiders to think about your business or about you. Okay, this is what you say. This is how we see. Like I gave example of another guy, one of our clients. You know, he had the idea and he had a strategy, but after us outside of the box think about that idea, business model, or even his strategy of raising money, we came out with more. And then when we were talking about him, like explaining, he was like, wow, I didn't think about this. I didn't see these things like this. I didn't see that. Oh, you see.
Different perspective.
Yeah. So we really need it in the thing. We must not be selfish in our thinking. We must. One person said that even how convinced you are, that doesn't mean that you are right. You can be convinced in something, but you are wrong, still be wrong. So you need people around you. You need people who can think more, like, not think more than you, but just to help you in your thinking.
Yes, give different input, give different perspective. That's why it's very hard to start a company on your own. And most companies with one let's say founder or owner, the ratio of companies not making it is much higher if it's just one person, because the challenge is you only have one perspective, plus you have so many gaps. You have skill gaps, experience gaps, knowledge gaps, viewpoint gaps, perspective gaps. Like there are so many gaps, and you can't fill all those gaps. we joked about it on the first podcast. You wear all the hats, you know. I'm the CEO, the CFO, the MD, the MF, the JP, I don't know. All that.
And
you
we
become everything.
We even said it like there's statistic,
Yeah.
like with proper numbers
Yes.
of your success if you are working alone.
Yes.
Like
think you
if
said
you
it
are alone,
doubled
like
almost.
for 45 for you to make it
Mm.
percent. So if you are with people that you think, because we can say, okay, you start a company, but you are with only your friends.
Mm.
That is only 50% of you guys to make it, because you are used to each other,
Yeah,
you know.
friends is not.
But
always good.
if you bring someone who can tell you the truth, like, my man,
Yeah.
this is rubbish.
It's not gonna work. Nobody likes to hear that. It's like, what?
So if you bring someone like that in
Yeah.
the business, that person will make you, first it will help you. It will make you uncomfortable, because why? You already know that this person can say what I don't want to hear. Because most of the time, even we go to ask people for advice, but we have already what we want them to say. So that person will tell you those things. That person will make you make homeworks. You know, okay, I'm going to meet that person. I have to be ready. I have to make it to do this. I have to read. I have to be this. I have to put my plan so that I meet him somewhere, so that I don't sound stupid with my business. So that will make you already to 70%. And then if a business have already 70% of success, that's a lot.
High, right? That's very high. That's the thing, you know, that we need and that's part of strategy, right? Part of your strategy is that I'm not going to do this alone. Like even when we, formulated the Oxano strategy, we knew that we have such a wide spectrum of services and products that we want to give our clients, because we want to give them the highest rate of growth. But if we're just going to do everything ourselves for our clients, then they're not going to grow at the ultimate rate. So we have within our strategy included collaboration with our business partners so that we can add more value to our clients. That's part of our business strategy, part of our model. And then, you know, the amazing thing about Oxano is that it's not that we are there to, we are not just there to give people advice, but we are business partners to our clients. Like we invest our knowledge, our experience, our expertise, and the expertise of our other business partners and the people in the tribe into this person's business so that they can have a much bigger strategy and possibility of success in their business. So it's like we partner up with you to help you make that business a success, to help you grow, to help you personally grow or grow the business that you are in. So it's all about understanding the bigger picture of things. Like you have to ask yourself this question, like what is more important to you? Your pride, your idea, or the success of your business? And that's like, I remember somebody said this to me many years ago, like, is your idea, like you having to see that your idea is there, is that more important to you? Or is the success of this business or organization more important to you? Right? Because if your idea is more important, then you will not make it, because you'll sacrifice the business to protect your idea. No, this is how I want to do it. This is my plan. I want the product to be like this, or this is how I envisioned it. Like, you can hold on to that, but you're going to sacrifice your business. Or you can say, okay, I have an idea, but I understand that this might not be the most profitable idea. So I can use my idea, but I can get advice, I can get input, and we can change and remodel this until it works, because the success of my business or of my company or of my life or of my marriage or whatever, that's more important. It's not about me, it's about the success of this thing that I'm doing. So it's if it's more important for you to be successful than to keep your idea, then you realize that I need a strategy. And part of that strategy is that I need to have input. Like ask people to look at it, ask people to have an input and to give their perspective on the strategy that you have so that you can remodel it until it is like a really good strategy that can move you forward. With that being said, our strategy is coming to an end now. So we have to say goodbye for today. But remember to tune in next week. We're going to have a special guest on the podcast, and look throughout the week. You'll see who that's going to be and what that's going to be. It's part of our strategy to make you curious. So thank you so much for listening today. From my side, Gerald, thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye.